Today is my first day as a DoorDash top dasher. My acceptance rate is over 70% and I can dash anytime. So I'm actually getting started at around 3:30 p.m. when it's not so busy out here, and just because I can. The first order I received was absolutely terrible. Walgreens, I had to shop for 4 items for $4. Definitely not worth it at all, and it made me think like maybe I should activate myself on Uber Eats to see if there's a good order there. But DoorDash did send me one for $12.50 plus, which means I'm gonna get more than $12.50 after I drop this one off. It's for 5 miles to a nice restaurant, but they didn't order a lot of food, and so I'm thinking, all right, they must have tipped like really well. And DoorDash is also giving me $1 extra for taking a picture of the restaurant's menu, so I thought that was pretty cool. Let's go see how much this order is. And we got $15.50 for that order. It started out as $14.50, took the picture of the menu, got $15.50. So pretty good order, took about 25 minutes. And then we got one for Cheesecake Factory. It said catering bag required, but it was only $10 for like 12 miles. Definitely not something that I'm interested in taking because it was going to bring me to not so great of an area. And so we already have 2 declines now and only 1 accept, which is not good for retaining 70% acceptance rate, but I am trying to do that. So I'm probably going to have to accept some orders that I don't want to take today, but as of right now, we can afford to decline those 2 that we already did. This wouldn't meet my definition of a high paying order, but DoorDash sent me one for $5.25 for just under 3 miles. And so I'm gonna go ahead and accept it. I don't love it. I also don't really like it that much, but it is going to be another accept. It's going to probably take less than 15 minutes for this order. And so I just feel like I should do it because, you know, you got to maintain that acceptance rate. And obviously I know that I'm kind of playing the game. DoorDash is kind of forcing me to take this to keep my acceptance rate high. I'm also the one that is intentionally accepting it. So, you know, I am playing into their hand a little bit, but I'm doing it for the video. You know, it's not my normal strategy. Usually I'm trying to cherry pick my orders so that my earnings can be as high as possible. But here I'm just making a YouTube series, seeing if it works out so that other people can see my experience. We got that $5 order taken care of from Chick-fil-A, and we were sitting at a little over $20 in the first 2 orders, which is pretty decent. And then we made our way back to Chick-fil-A. It was over $10 this time for about 4.5 miles. This is like actually a really good order. I would take this if I was cherry picking. So I'm very happy this was sent to my phone. I mean, I didn't have to reject any orders in between the first Chick-fil-A and the second Chick-fil-A. So I was pretty happy, although I did have to wait in the restaurant for, I want to say like 6-7 minutes, just because it was a really large order. It was 5 different meals there. So 5 drinks, 5 sides, 5 sandwiches. So, I mean, that was a lot, but it was worth the payout. I got a $7 tip. Next up is a fantastic order here. I cannot believe it. $24. Okay, the mileage is really high, and it is taking me outside of my zone, and it's very far away from where we started, but it's $24 for 2 orders. How could I say no? And the 2 restaurants are phenomenal. They're right next to each other. The Sauce Pizza and Mad Greens, and usually the orders are just always ready, which they were both ready in the restaurants. And then it was just like a 13-minute drive to the first customer, and then like another 12-minute drive to the second one, and we got it done. DoorDash said it was going to take like 55 minutes. We got it done in like 45, so I would definitely consider that one a win. And we didn't really have to drive too far. We just drove back into the zone about like 3 miles before we got our next order. It's actually a stack, $18.50 for Barrio Queen. Both of them are from Barrio Queen, but I was very suspicious about this one because as soon as I picked up both orders, I saw that the first customer I was supposed to drop off for, they had the exact same address as the restaurant, and this is super sketchy because like half the time I feel like the customers are just like, they don't know what they're doing and they just like select the same address. I don't know how it happens. And then like the other half of the time they're like trying to scam the drivers or scam the restaurant or scam DoorDash, whoever they're trying to scam. They're trying to like get their order for free. And it turns out I texted the customer, I'm like, what's your address? And they sent me an address that's like going completely in the opposite direction as the other customer. And it was like an additional probably at least at least 10 miles because I had to go like 5 miles there, 5 miles back to the restaurant, and then 8 miles to the next customer. I'm not doing that. Contacted support. They told me, yeah, they live out of the delivery range anyway. And so then they just canceled the order for me. That's fine. It was only a $6 order compared to the other one that was a $12.50. So yeah, I'm very happy they did that. But I really didn't want a salad in my car. I was really sad that it's just a salad, but whatever. It's in the back seat, and I'm here at Barrows now for what was it? I actually don't remember. I think it was $14.50 for like 10 miles, which doesn't look good. But it is, since I'm extremely far out of my zone right now. Well, I'm not out of my zone, but I'm extremely far away from where I want to be. This makes it a lot better because this will bring me right near a hotspot about like 2 miles away, and it's going to give me a lot better chance to receive a better order. Overall, the Barrows order really wasn't good. Well, okay, it was fine. I got $14.50 for it. So like, no, I'm not really complaining, but it just, there was like 10 people in line before me, and so I had to wait in the store like a while. Then we started getting some really bad orders. Order number 1 was like $5 going in the opposite direction. No thanks. The second order again was just taking me far outside my zone. I once again said, gonna have to pass on that one. And then there was a third one. I paused myself and I drove to a better area, and then a third one came. It was for like a different Barrows, and it just wasn't good either, and so I had to decline that one as well. So my acceptance rate went from 77 to 74, just right there in like 5 minutes. I was pretty unhappy with that, but then we got a Chick-fil-A order for like $6.25, I think, and it was going like 1.5 miles, and I'm like, sure, yeah, I'll take it. The order's probably going to be ready. This Chick-fil-A is a little bit better with getting their orders ready, so I just felt like I should do it. And then after the Chick-fil-A order, we got one for like $8.75 for like 9 miles, and I'm like, well, this is going to drop my acceptance rate to 73. If I decline it, that's pretty close to 70. I might as well just take it. It's not taking me to a terrible area. So I'm like, fine, whatever. Order was ready even before I accepted it. And so it worked out. It took me like 20 minutes to do that one because there was like hardly any traffic. So it was fine, I guess. And then there was one for Uber Eats. The area I was in doesn't have a lot of restaurants, and so I'm like, I might as well activate Uber Eats and see like whichever one gives me an order first, I'll probably accept. This one was for Uber for like $9 for 0.6 miles. So amazing here. Wow. Kind of makes me miss Uber Eats a little bit when I'm doing all this DoorDash. And so we picked that one up. It was ready in the restaurant and then dropped it off. Unfortunately, the customers, they didn't leave their apartment number, and so I had to call them. But of course, like, customers never answer the phone to like random numbers, and so I had to call like 3 times. Got the apartment number, took care of that. With the whole process of calling the customer, I was already at the drop-off address, so I might as well like unpause myself on DoorDash, and we got one for Papa John's. This one was like $8.25, I think, and it was like 5 miles. Didn't bring me to a great area, but I was like, there's no reason to decline this. Like, I've accepted way worse orders today than this one, so I'm definitely going to do it. And yeah, order took about like 2-3 minutes to get ready, and then we were off to the customer. That Papa John's order was bringing us out of our current DoorDash zone, which is always such a shame because then you just have to drive all the way back. But then I remembered I'm a top dasher. I can dash in whatever zone that I want at any time. And DoorDash also sent me this. It's like kind of like a new feature, kind of new, where you can like just switch zones just right from that screen. Like right after I dropped off the order, I got the message saying like, oh, you can just switch zones right now. I didn't even have to end my dash and start it up again in a new zone. It just immediately clicked it, and we were good to go. And we got sent an order for $10.75 plus. I'm like, wow, this is great. This is so fantastic. It's only 4.4 miles. Of course, I'm going to do it. It's to like a really nice restaurant, as they just order like pizzas and salads and stuff. So I got that one taken care of, and we got like $16 for it, which is, that's crazy. I'm so happy about that. Like, that's That's great. And then just following that up, like we dropped it off and then like almost immediately got a catering order, which if you're a top dasher, you're not going to get catering orders unless you're actually in the catering program, which I happen to be in. Yeah, my earnings are going to be skewed a little bit, and especially because I'm dashing at night, that's going to like make my earnings increase a lot more than usual. So I'm excited to like keep testing this out as we like go in like the coming days and weeks to see if Top Dasher is actually worth it, because I feel like I'm having a pretty good day. Then we got it followed up with a $15 order. I had to shop for 3 items at Total Wine, and all 3 items happened to be the same product, and so it was really easy. As soon as I found the product, I just picked up 3 of them, checked out, paid with my DoorDash card, and then we were off to the customer, scanned their ID, and got $15 for it. I was hoping to switch back to that zone that I like, but then I was too slow and DoorDash sent me another order. It was actually 2 miles back into the zone, and then it was taking me like 6 miles away. And I didn't want to accept this because it was taking me further away from home, but I just did it anyway. It's like $15. How can I say no? And I also got $1 extra for taking a picture of the menu, so that helped, and I got $16 for that order. On Uber today, we made $9.15, and on DoorDash, we made over $180. So solid. It's easily my best day that I've ever had when trying to increase my acceptance rate all the way from 6% to where it is right now. I think it's at 76. So wow, we've come a long way. I don't think my coming videos are going to be as good as this, but you're just gonna have to subscribe and tune in to see. I only delivered for about like 6 hours today, and I drove a little over 100 miles. So again, so solid. And if you want to save a little bit of money on gas, because I did have to fill up, I spent about $50 of gas. If you want to save money when you fill up, download Upside using my referral code. You'll get a bonus discount when you fill up for the first time, and I will continue to receive a few pennies from Upside when you use my referral link. It helps out the channel a lot to help keep these videos going. Thank you so much for watching this one. I'll see you in the next one.